Have you found yourself looking for another anime that tells a grand tale, but you also don't want to spend most, if not more than a few years just to catch up? Well, look no further than the Dragon Ball series, a story featuring the most iconic character in all of fictional media, Goku, on his seemingly never-ending quest to get stronger and to test himself to go surpast his limits. This series is long, and with so many episodes, movies, and even manga content to get through, this video is here to clean up all the fluff by providing you the easiest possible way to digest this series in a reasonable amount of time. By no means is this an end-all be-all guide to help you watch the show. This is purely a guide for newcomers made by a newcomer. So I hope you're strapped in and ready to go, because we are here to help you watch the entire Dragon Ball series in less than a year. Please note that everyone takes anime at their own pace. That's why with the knowledge that an anime episode usually lasts around 20 minutes, not counting the opening and ending credits of the episode, that the structure of the watch time will be built around that. This doesn't mean I'll be telling you to watch an entire arc in one go through though. The most reasonable amount of time to watch if you were to watch it daily would be around 6 episodes a day, rounding up to about 2 hours a day give or take. And with that clarified, let's get right into the very beginning of the series, the original 1986 Dragon Ball anime. We start off with episodes 1 through 13 that cover the very first arc of the series that introduced us to none other than Goku, but not just him. Most of the series regulars that you come to love and cherish for the rest of the show also appear here too, like Bulma or Master Roshi. And all are here to collect the coveted Dragon Balls, stones that will grant the wish of anyone that calls upon Shenron. Before Dragon Ball became a battle series most people see it as today, it was originally an episodic adventure with a lot of comedy, and the first arc definitely set the tone that you experience for the early part of the series. Emperor Pilaf is the main villain of this arc, so enjoy him while you do can. Overall, it's a wonderful start to the series, and if you can get past this arc, you most likely will definitely get through the rest. Episodes 14 through 29 cover the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, or the Budokai Tenkaichi. This introduces us to mainstay Krillin, and it goes over his and Goku's wacky training regimen set by Master Roshi and their participation in said tournament. We also get to see Launch. I'm sure she'll be a total mainstay character for the rest of the series. I'm sure of it. This is when Dragon Ball really gets good, and it shows us this light parody of the battle shonen trope. That's not to say that there aren't any bangers in this arc. We have great fights in this arc, and we also get to see the fight of Goku versus Jackie Chun, an instant classic in the series. Now for the first time, we'll actually be skipping a few episodes and starting from episode 34 all the way up to 44. And this will begin the next saga, the Red Ribbon Army Saga. Goku wanting to get back his grandpa Gohan's 4-star ball has him going around the world trying to find it, all while beating up all the generals of the Red Ribbon Army. Skipping ahead one episode, starting from episodes 46 to 67, also covers the rest of his fight with the Red Ribbon Army as well, and even shows us a great fight between him and General Blue, which has admittedly not aged too great with the jokes surrounding it, but nonetheless it's a good challenge for Son Goku. From episodes 68 to 78, this will go over the fight between Goku and fortune teller Baba's 5 warriors. Overall, it's a very sentimental part of the story for Goku as he eventually meets up and faces a familiar face that he's known all of his life. We soon enter a 3-year time skip and thus start from episode 84 all the way to 101. That covers the 22nd Budokai Tenkaichi tournament. Everyone, including Goku, has been training for so long, and it's finally time for them to test their new skills. This arc definitely contains the majority of my favorite fights in the series, like Goku vs Krillin, and even reveals my favorite character in the entire series as a whole, Tien Shinhan. Yes, I know he's virtually useless after the original series, leave me alone. Nonetheless, Tien vs Goku is an awesome final fight for the tournament. Also, Goku should have won. Taking place quite literally right after the 22nd World Tournament, we start off right where we left off at episodes 102 all the way to 126, which kicks off the King Piccolo saga, with the main villain, Demon King Piccolo, at the center front. And he's no joke, giving Goku a run for his money in a close battle. This also covers the aftermath and introduction to Kami, Earth's guardian and creator of the Dragon Balls, and therefore Shenron, here to help train Goku with the future threat of Demon King Piccolo returning in the near future. Now we reach the epic finale of the original Dragon Ball series. Episodes 133 all the way to 148 cover the 23rd Budokai Tenkaichi tournament, and subsequently the final showdown between Goku and Piccolo Jr. A stellar fight for the series and a great showing of what to come for the future of the series as well. There's clearly so much to be done with the world and characters, and we'll be continuing that story in Dragon Ball Z Kai. Also, if you did want to, you can also watch the final episode of the show's run on episode 153 for a great finale and look into Goku's marriage with Chi-Chi. Congratulations, you finally finished the original 1986 Dragon Ball series. Now I would like to tally up how much total time you would realistically spend on watching this show. Counting all episodes and leaving out filler, if you were to watch the series 2 hours a day, which is what have we discussed, which is 6 episodes a day, it would take you 22 days to complete, or 3 weeks and 1 day to finish. Overall, pretty good all things considered. And in total time watched, this show is just below 48 hours, reaching in at 44 total hours of watch time. Again, you could totally do it faster, but this is the baseline and I want to keep it in this controlled environment. Before anyone asks, I will be covering Z-Kai for the purposes of this video, mainly since it does a lot of its job for me and cuts a ton of the filler content. And for the dub watchers out there like myself, the Z-Kai dub is translated properly, unlike its original Z counterpart. Kicking off the next expansion of the Dragon Ball story, we start with the beginning of Z-Kai's Saiyan Saga, running from episodes 1 to 16, with the first half expanding the viewer of the world of Goku's real race, the Saiyans, and his fight against his own brother Raditz, who has come down to Earth to check on his status of conquering the planet, all while working together with Piccolo and his son, Gohan. Yeah, Goku fucks. Get over it. This will eventually lead to a surprising death in the series, which does not mean too much since he does come back a lot, but during this time we experience the story through Gohan and Piccolo for a while so they can train along with the other Z warriors like Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha to prepare for a greater threat coming to Earth, Vegeta and Nappa, which will all coincide with the final clash between Goku and Vegeta and the true meaning of what the series means to go beyond your own limits. Picking up immediately where we left off, we start the Frieza Saga, one that runs from episodes 17 to 54. After the fallout with the battle against the Saiyans, a lot of the Z warriors have died amidst the battle, and during so, Piccolo, and thus Kami, have also perished, leaving the Earth without their Dragon Balls. Since the remaining survivors figure out Piccolo is an alien from Namek, they decided to head over to that planet to find that planet's Dragon Balls to revive everyone. Since Goku is hurt at the moment, he won't be going right away, so Bulma, Krillin, and Gohan head over to planet Namek to start the search ahead of him. All the while, Vegeta also wants his hands on the Namekian Dragon Balls, and he also starts heading over to the planet as well. What they don't realize though is that a far superior threat resides on the planet at the moment collecting the stones, Frieza, the space tyrant that's the coldest villain out in their universe. The chase is on for the Dragon Balls, all while Goku is now up and about training again on his way to Namek. Fights against Vegeta and the Frieza Force occur, and Krillin and Gohan also have their potentials unlocked by the Elder reside on Namek, who was introduced to them by a Namekian by the name of Dende. Eventually Goku does arrive with a massive power boost fighting against Captain Ginyu, and not soon after, Krillin and Gohan also obtain the Dragon Balls and wish for Piccolo to be brought back and transported to Namek. Vegeta unfortunately gets the short end of the stick on this wish, making the deal though. Piccolo also absorbs a fellow Namekian named Nail. More power boost, just gotta love it. We finally reach our climax between Goku and Frieza and the pinnacle turning point of the entire Dragon Ball series, showing off the true powers of the Saiyan race, the Super Saiyan. The biggest, most influential power boost in all of media has finally arrived, and thus the Frieza fight being turned on his head upside down to turn into a special moment to show off the extreme powers of going further beyond in dire situations. A year and a half after the events of the Frieza Saga, we start from episodes 55 to 98 for the beginning of the Cell Saga, a huge saga introducing time travel that's honestly a little confusing to explain sometimes, but we find out in the first half of the saga this includes the threat of the androids made by Dr. Gero of the Red Ribbon Army to take out Goku, and future Trunks, aka Vegeta's son, is trying to save their time from going to shit like his. All of this spirals out of control though in the best way possible, leading us to Cell, the not so perfect life form yet, but if he were to absorb the androids running amok, then his powers would also increase immensely. Everyone starts training and they have to get stronger now that Cell is here. So the Saiyans head to the Earth's lookout, now seen over by the new Kami, Dende, and they train in the hyperbolic time chamber. Soon after, the cast have a cat and mouse game of trying to find the androids before Cell does, and destroying them to stop his transformation. Oh yeah, better enjoy Goku while you can now, because this man dies again, so Gohan is now the main focus. Krillin and Vegeta also fuck up a lot in this arc, Vegeta being cocky like always, and Krillin just straight up being a simp, but honestly, who can blame him? The creation of the perfect life form is here. Enter Cell, and he's become quite interested in his newfound power, so he sets up a small tournament against Earth's mightiest warriors. The Earth's savior, Mr. Satan, may finally makes his grand entrance, and of course save the day, is what I would like to say, but unfortunately, they held back his true power, and they had Gohan deal with Cell in an epic climax, unlocking the power of Super Saiyan 2 and the power of father and son as well. We start the final arc of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and Goku is dead, and he actually decided to say dead this time. We enter a massive time skip of 7 years after the Cell game, starting from episode 99 and 100, but skipping 101 since the majority of it is filler, and then starting again on from 102 all the way to 167. Heads up, this is actually listed as Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, so technically you'll have to start from episode 1 all the way to the end as well. But ever since the Cell games, Earth has actually been at peace. Gohan is in school, all while being a silly little goofy guy doing Saiyan Man superhero stuff, and everyone is just living it up pretty well, including Kid Trunks and Goten. Goku, but if he was a child again, but it's actually just his child. Man, Chi-Chi was up to something in the Cell Saga, huh? The 25th Budokai Tenkaichi tournament is going to start up soon, and for one day, Goku's gonna come back down to Earth and fight in it, along with everyone else. During the tournament, we await the fight between Goku and Vegeta, but things can't be perfect, and it's soon noticed that the Supreme Kais have come down to Earth to stop Babidi from resurrecting Buu, the evil incarnate. With Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta's help, they track him down to discover that they have to fight Dabura, the Demon King. The fights they partake in have actually been fueling Buu's resurrection. Vegeta, being an impatient bitch, gets himself mind controlled on purpose and gains more power, and with that power, he and Goku fight, and eventually that fight revived Majin Buu. From here on, the story gets pretty convoluted in my opinion, with a lot of fighting and back and forth of seemingly beating Buu and Babidi, and Buu absorbing people and getting even stronger. Just know that eventually the power of Super Saiyan 3 is unlocked, fusions are introduced to the cast through the fusion dance and the Potara earrings, all leading up to the final clash between Kid Buu and Goku's Spirit Bomb to save the day. By the time you have completed the Dragon Ball Z Kai series, your total number of days to get to this point will add up to 28 total days to complete Z Kai, and adding that up with the tally from the original series, you'll be at around 50 days until you start watching Super, with your hours also clocking in at a total of 100 hours, give or take. After the running of Dragon Ball Z Kai, we enter a new age in Dragon Ball Super. With this being the next step in our journey, your viewing experience will be a lot easier with the next two entries, since for the sake of this video, you can watch the movies. Beginning with Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, the god of destruction Beerus awakens and begins his search for the legendary Super Saiyan God. He confronts the Z Fighters during Bulma's birthday party, with Goku facing him in a climactic battle that'll decide the fate of the Earth. And then afterwards, with Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, taking place a year later, the worst wish in history is granted as the galactic tyrant Frieza is resurrected by his men with the Earth's Dragon Balls. After 4 months of training, he invades Earth intent on killing Goku. Goku and Vegeta, who have both extended to a form beyond Super Saiyan God, confront Frieza, and they engage in an earth-shattering battle that surpasses even the gods. We can now officially start the Dragon Ball Super anime and start from episodes 28 leading up to 41. That will cover the introduction of the many universes in the world and the mini tournament between Universe 7, led by Beerus, and Universe 6, led by Champa, his brother, with the winner having the right to grant a wish with the Super Dragon Balls that are the size of literal planets. A very nice arc for the series, having us see the races from the sister universe with alternate Frieza and Saiyan races, and a complete badass character being hit and his fight against the Universe 7 team. Although a small and straightforward arc in the series, it's still still very enjoyable nonetheless. The next set of episodes, starting from episode 47 to 67, we come back to see future Trunks and another issue he's having with his own timeline. Apparently, someone who looks like Goku, but is in fact a Kai from the 10th universe who has taken over another timeline's Goku, has been messing up stuff in his own timeline. Time travel stuff in this series have always seemed to confuse me, but anyways, the fight for future Trunks timeline is at full throttle in this arc as Goku and Vegeta fight Goku Black and Zamasu to stop any other future peril that they might commit in the world. We now get to see the end of the Super anime, starting from episode 77 all the way to the very end at 131. This commences the Universe Survival Tournament, a huge battle royale between all the universes set up by Zeno, no thanks to Goku of course. The losers of the tournament will be erased, so the stakes are high. But with so many universes fighting, there's always going to be the threat of somebody that's going to be stronger. Enter Jiren, the main villain of the arc, in his fight against Goku. During time, Goku will be able to unlock a power that goes above a god and will be able to use Ultra Instinct, but he's got to master it first to beat Jiren. This arc is pretty weird at this point because you can either experience it through the anime or the manga. They both go in different directions, so there's no real way to say what's the canon version, so just try to accept that they're both canon and choose between the two at your own discretion. We aren't done yet though. From here on, you can finish strong with the series by watching Dragon Ball Super Broly, showcasing the past of the Saiyan's destruction by the hands of Frieza and the other living Saiyan, Broly, fighting Goku and Vegeta, and then the most recent film to have come out, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, having the Red Ribbon Army that was once destroyed by Son Goku, creating the ultimate androids Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. However, these two androids call themselves superheroes and start attacking Piccolo and Gohan, and lead to an even greater threat to return of a pseudo Cell. I would also like to quickly interject to say that now you can kind of do whatever with the series, either that being waiting for the anime to return whenever that'll be, or pick up the manga and experience a different side of the Super manga that the anime doesn't show you. The manga has some great villains and new characters like Moro or Gas, or even more characters like Granola or the Angel Miras. There's a lot more Dragon Ball media to consume, all at your own pace. And with that, you have finally completed and caught up to the entire Dragon Ball series. Since Dragon Ball Super is relatively pretty short, watching the anime itself will only take you 15 days, adding up for the total days watched to 65 days. And that's not even adding the 4 movies that you'll also be watching too. So let's say, if you watch 1 movie a day, and since that they are 2 hours long, they'll also add up to 4 extra days. So you finally get our official final tally to finish the Dragon Ball series at a perfect 69 days. Nice. And adding up the total actual time to watch will also clock in at around 134 hours. Thank you all for watching this monstrous video. Again, I would like to reiterate that this watch guide is made by a newcomer to the series for newcomers looking to have an easy way to watch the show without the stress and worries of getting too behind and forgetting all about it. This video would have not have been possible without the #1 Dragon Ball fan that I personally know, my good pal Soto. He's basically fact-checked and helped me out at every step of the way creating the script for this video and even the editing, so if you like it, go check him out as well. Other than that, I hope you guys get to watch this great series and use this guide for reference. I will see you guys all next time. Happy watching, everyone.